This is Whitney, and you're listening to the J-Cast on Jabberlog.
Welcome to Within the Trenches, true stories from the 911 dispatchers who live them.
Hey, what's going on? This is Ricardo with Jabberlog on the J-Cast, and this is going to be bonus episode number 2 of Within the Trenches, and I am live on Spreaker, and this is the first time with this going live. So we'll see how this turns out here on Spreaker, and a lot of the shows that Whitney and I are going to try to do from now on, we're going to try to do these live like this so that everybody can listen each week. The days are probably going to change each week, only because, we both work crazy schedules in dispatch. So we will definitely be keeping everybody updated. And just, a lot of things going on in the news. Just wanted to say really quick that on behalf of Whitney and I within the trenches, we want to say that our thoughts and prayers are out to everybody who was affected by the bombing at the Boston Marathon. And, big ups go out to everybody in emergency services that are doing everything, that they do over there, especially the 911 dispatchers. It's actually this week, April 14th through the 20th, it is National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. So, they're definitely, we're definitely looking at them. You're doing a great job. On that same note, with this being our week, I wanted to highlight and honor one of my own co-workers, actually, out of Allegan County Central Dispatch. It was announced earlier, it's either earlier today or yesterday, actually, on the Sheriff's Department. They have their own Facebook page, and they put a short blurb on there for Deb Pallett, one of our co-workers. She's been working in dispatch for 30 years now, and when I first started here, when I got off of training, I actually started working on her team to begin with in the mornings, and it was always a great time. And she had lots of information for me, and she still does. We're both supervisors, and she inspires me to do more and more every time I talk to her. And she actually helped me out with an assignment that I did. This was probably about 6 months ago or so. And I learned a lot more about her. She is a breast cancer survivor, and I just wanted to share her story here really quick in honor of her, her many years of great service, and so that other people can learn from her experience and maybe, be inspired as well for anybody who might be going through the same situation that she has. So I'll play this tape. It was an interview that we did. It includes myself during the narration. Deb is telling her story, and then there's also our assistant director, Tammy, who is in there along with this. So just play this right here. According to breastcancer.org, about 1 in 8 U.S. women, just under 12%, will develop invasive breast cancer over the course of her lifetime. Within every one of those women is a story. A local 911 supervisor sat down to share her experience with her own diagnosis. Her coworker and friend also sat down to share what she observed during this time. This is a story of survival on a subject that has become almost common in the U.S. This is the story of Deb Pallett.
My name is Deb Pallett. I have been a dispatcher for Allegan County for over 29 years. I've been a supervisor for 16 years, and I'm also a breast cancer survivor. It was discovered in April of 2008 during a routine mammogram. They detected what they called calcium deposits that they had seen them actually 6 months before, but they weren't at any determination yet of what exactly they were, if they were cancer or not. Actually, I was at work when my surgeon called me and told me that it was definitely cancer, and I was getting ready to go into training, and I did, but it was really hard doing that because I was sitting there the whole time thinking, I have cancer, I have cancer. My surgeon recommended that I have a mastectomy, which I did, and that was May 2nd of 2008. And to this day, I'm still cancer-free. I have another appointment in November for a checkup, and hopefully everything goes well. I'm just going to wait and see.
My name is Tammy Bruce, and I am the Assistant Director at Allegan County Central Dispatch. When Deb came into my office to talk to me, to tell me that she had breast cancer, my initial reaction was surprised. I had just, the year before in 2007, my mom had just passed away from breast cancer. And then, my thought went to sadness because of having that prior experience with someone close to me going through what she went through and knowing what it was going to entail for Deb. I was sad for her. But, she assured me that they had a plan already in place, and she was strong, and I knew that she would get through it.
Through experience with my sister had breast cancer when she was my age, and I've had friends that have had cancer, and some people are very private about it and don't like to talk about it, and then they just try to deal with it themselves. And I found out that wasn't the best way to go because they had the hardest time dealing with it. With my sister, she was very open with me about it, and we talked about it a lot. And so I decided I was going to take that approach, and so I shared my information with my coworkers. And everybody was, very supportive. I talked to my husband, and we decided that was the approach we wanted to take. And he said he would be there for me no matter what, which he was. He was wonderful. And my coworkers, they were my huge, huge support team before my surgery and after my surgery. People came to visit me. They called me. They sent cards. They brought dinners. They made up a schedule, and everybody at work pitched in, and they brought us dinners. They made CDs with music and gave me books and all kinds of things, and it was probably the best support team I've ever had.
Deb leaves us with a message for those who may be dealing with a similar situation.
Even if you are a private person, do not keep it private, that you need to share it. People are usually scared to talk about it, but it's not something to be scared of. The more you talk about it, the better you can deal with it, and the more support you get from people. They can be really amazing when they understand it more.
For Jabberlog, I'm Ricardo Martinez. Now, once again, that was an assignment that I had done for class about 6 months ago, and Deb helped me out with that. And thank you very, very much, Deb, for that. And I have to tell you, everybody who's listening, or anyone who's listening right now, when I'd gone in to do this assignment with Deb, we went into the training coordinator's office, and I said to her, I know this is very important to you, and this is also, something. It's hard to explain. It was just something, crazy that could happen to somebody. And it's hard for me to understand. So, and that was another reason why I wanted her to tell her story, so that I could understand, as well as everybody else who listened to it. And right before I hit record, I said, these are the questions that I have for you. I'm going to ask you, and then you answer, and then, I'll put it all together, and it'll sound good. It'll go right together. However, if you start crying, and I turned my head, I said, don't think anything of it, just keep going. And I told her too, it's fine to cry, which you could hear in the tape that she started getting emotional. And I said, it's great that if you do that. And I said, I'm just telling you now that if you do, and I turn my head, it's because I'm getting emotional as well. So when she started, I had to turn my head, because I knew that if I continued to look at her or anything, I was going to start getting emotional as well. But it's a great story. It's compelling. And thank you once again, Deb, and for your many years of service and continued years of service. I'll be seeing you tomorrow at 2 o'clock for our supervisor meeting. But moving on. Like I said, this is going to be a tribute type episode, which I've done with Deb, and I just have to do some announcements really quick before I sign off here. Whitney and I did an open call on Facebook to get other dispatchers to see if they wanted to participate in the show. We have probably about 170 different dispatchers around the United States who want to take part in this, and we are going through everybody still. I know I keep posting that there, and we're trying to find as many people as we can to be on some upcoming episodes. So we're going to go onto the open call as well as the fan page, and we're going to get more people. We need your names, email address, and actually, if you want to send that to us at either the jcast@thejabberlog.com or wttpodcast@gmail.com. Both of them are good, and either Whitney or I will get in touch with you, or you can just message us on the fan page of Jabberlog on Facebook. So it's facebook.com/Jabberlog, and the J and the L are both capitalized. So we just need for you to email us with your name, the email address, of course, and a little bit about yourself. We want to know how you got into dispatch, anything special that you've done, things like that. We want to get that little bit of information first so that we can do some research, and then we will contact you and get you on a future episode of Within the Trenches. We're actually on episode 17 right now, and we are just plugging along. Like I said, Whitney will be contacting you, or myself will be contacting you, and we'll get this thing going. Now, Within the Trenches is really blown up since the beginning, and recently I was at the South Florida Mini-C Conference in Boca Raton, Florida, and I made an appearance there, and I recorded 4 episodes, which were great episodes, especially the one with the Dispatch Academy. That was awesome, and I want to thank Tom from the Cool Kids of 911 for that. It was a great opportunity for us, for the show, and to get out there a little more. And we're going to be, Whitney and I, we are going to be hitting up different conferences, or at least we're going to try to, as much as possible, to go to different conferences and be there so that we can help, not only spreading the word on your conference, but our show and the dispatchers who are attending there. We want to get your story out there, and, we appreciate everything you do. So, the first event that we have coming up, we were going to try to go to the NINA conference in Indianapolis. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do that, only because of our work schedule and, like I said, how crazy it has been. But the one for sure is going to be in May, and that's going to be the NINA conference in Lansing. I'm going to be doing a presentation there, telling my story and how I got into dispatching, things that I've gone through, the burnout that I went through myself, and then just the build up from there, hitting that burnout and starting new and developing Within the Trenches, bringing on my co-host Whitney, and now it's like being in dispatch all over again, like I just started. It's been great. So we're going to be there at the NINA conference, and for anybody who's going to be there, whether you're a vendor or a dispatcher in the emergency services community and you want a chance to be on Within the Trenches, get a hold of us, because we're going to try to be there the whole week. We're going to try to be there so that we can do different episodes and talk to as many people as we can to get the word out there. And finally, there is a conference that's going to be coming up in October. I believe it's October 17th and 18th, and this is going to be for Success Communications, and that is the 911 for 911 conference. And this is going to be in Las Vegas, Nevada, and who doesn't love Vegas, huh? They are going to have this there. It's a conference for dispatchers. It's just all dispatchers, and there's going to be people there who are speaking. I'm going to be speaking myself, actually, and you can be there and be inspired by people who do the same thing that you do. I can't tell you exactly what all is going to happen throughout those 2 days, but I can tell you this much: Within the Trenches is going to be there, and we are going to be doing episodes as well from Vegas, and I will be presenting at the 914-901 conference. Now, there is a registration fee, of course. However, if you go to register with Success Communications, you just go to 9014901.com, and it'll show you all the information there, and it'll tell you how to register. But there's a deal that they're running right now, and what that deal is that if you go to register and you tell them that you heard about the conference on Within the Trenches of Jabberlog, you will get a buy one, get one free deal. Now, this is a great deal that they're running, and that means that you will have to pay for your registration. However, you can bring another person with you, so that it's only one registration. It's a BOGO that that they're doing right now. So, make sure to get a hold of them. Tell them that Within the Trenches sent you, and you will get a buy one, get one free deal from them. And that is probably this is going to be the wrap up for bonus episode number 2. Once again, this is live on Spreaker, and hopefully this has gone through pretty good. I wish I could kind of hear it back so that I knew how it was going, but we'll just go like that. And at any time you've got suggestions, questions, concerns, anything like that, you can email the show at thejcast@thejabberlog.com or wttpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter at Jabberlog, and everything on Within the Trenches can be found 24/7 at thejabberlog.com. Have a good one.